Good evening, everybody. I apologize. My voice is all weird for no good reason right now. Um, Let me see why my live is not working properly. I may have to adjust the delay. Loki, lay down, please. Give me just a minute, everybody. I am trying to find my settings. I know typically where they're at. Um, but there is a lag that there's not supposed to be. I adjusted my lag. There we go. Mhm. Okay, let's see if that helps. Because there's a longer delay than normal. Mm, Loki, please lay down. Thank you, sir. Oh, hopefully that will fix the delay. Don't think it'll fix the delay for this live, but hopefully it'll fix the delay for future lives. Um, if you're not noticing much of a delay, please let me know. Um, I am also switching to my mobile on my phone um, because I use my phone to monitor um, the volume and everything on the stream. So, welcome everybody. How are you? It has been a little bit um, with my partial intensive outpatient hospitalization therapy program. It has been very busy. It has not left a lot of energy at the end of my 6 hours for that day. Um, so yes. Um, all right, we're gonna just restart my YouTube on my phone and we'll see if that helps. Because there's a lag on my YouTube that I don't think I'm getting on here. Loki, please stop. Okay, maybe not. Loki, please lay down. My internet's being, I don't know, extra silly. Um, does it keep buffering for you guys? Because it keeps buffering for me. And I can't tell. All right. YouTube seems to have fixed itself. Part of the um, issue was on YouTube's end. So I'm really excited to show you guys the end of day 3 because this issue with the juror was actually kind of funny. And the juror problem was honestly something that was very minute, and is something that probably should not have been a problem to begin with. But that's just me. Let's see. I am just re-adding my I am just re-adding the trial video so it comes up properly. All right. All right. So who is ready to dive into the last little bit of day 3, with the interesting little bit of um, the last little bit of day 3. Again, this is something that is really funny. It probably shouldn't even have been an issue in the first place, especially considering where the juror is employed. Um, but I just thought that this was an extra funny little thing. And honestly, we need as many moments of levity as we can get in things like this. Um, so yeah, without further ado, let's get started.
Pick up outside the presence of y'all. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to take up testimony back in the morning. Just 9 o'clock is fine. So no reason to come back here any earlier.
9 o'clock's great, Judge.
Okay. All right. So y'all just do the same instructions that I've been giving you. Be here at between 8:30 and 8:45, so you get your so that you can actually have a place to park in the parking deck, and we'll take up the testimony in the morning. Again, don't look up anything about the case. Talk to anyone about the case. Talk to your family or friends about the case. Look up anything on the internet at all about the case. Just spend the evening watching hurricane coverage. All right? All right, with that, y'all can be excused. Tracy? I think I have it pulled up, but all right, you're juror 74? All right, You had some concerns that you brought to the attention of the bailiff to bring them to me. So we're going to address those. So tell me what your concerns are.
I work with a lot of the witnesses, and it's the fire department I work for, so everyone talks and everyone knows jury I'm on, So when I go to work, it's all they talk about. And I can't really avoid it because, I'm on call with them, I eat dinner with them. I sleep in the room next to them, so.
All right, so let's talk about that. So when I go to work, why are you going to work?
I go to work after.
Why? What makes you think that you're supposed to be at work instead of being here full-time as a juror?
I was instructed.
So I really, really found this funny because of the fact that um, it you would think that with who his employer is, that they would know better. I would like to hope that um, they would know better. But apparently not. Apparently, their boss felt like it was okay to make them go in to work at the police station. The police station. And have them work. I'm pretty sure that even laymen's who are not as um, well versed in all of this would still understand that if you are on jury duty, you are not supposed to be going to work. But that could just be me. I don't know. Um, to me, it seems silly um, to have an employee come into work knowing that they are on jury duty. Um, but what the hell do I know? I have yet to have needed to be on a jury, or well, be called on a jury. And yeah, it's absolutely insane to me. But I guess that I could just, I don't know, be going crazy. But let's see what you think. I'm sorry if I seem a little more all over the place. Again, partial really has had me drained. I'm going to try my best to keep my thoughts as focused as possible. I am actually drinking my everyday dose. I haven't drank it yet today, which is probably part of my issue. For those of you who are coffee drinkers, even for people who aren't coffee drinkers, I'm not a coffee drinker at all. Um, and I absolutely love Everyday Dose. Um, and I feel like it helps with mental clarity. It uses nootropic mushrooms. It's healthy, clean energy. I usually go to energy drinks most of the time. I've been using Everyday Dose for a couple of months now. Um, and I really have noticed a difference. I definitely notice a difference between my energy and my sleep when I do take it versus when I don't. Um, so just a little heads up. And the nice thing is you can add pretty much everything that you want to, or anything that you want to it. Caramel. I actually add a like protein shake with a prebiotic. Um, to mine, I also use almond milk, um, things like that. Um, so yes, that is just a little recommendation for my coffee drinkers that are looking for healthier options than what you can find at the grocery store. Um, back to this ridiculousness with a juror being made to go to work after jury duty.
Instructed to by who?
By my chief, sir.
What's your chief's name?
Gosh, now that you asked me that. I recently started working. I don't remember his name. I can get it for you.
All right. Oh, I'm going to get it.
Yeah.
What
Precinct.
precinct? What station do you work for?
Oh, 6. Station 6.
All right. Now, did you inform your superior? Is he your direct superior? The chief. Chief for your, he's the chief for your district.
Yeah.
All right.
At jury duty?
Let's back up. All right. When did you tell him you had jury duty?
Whenever they called me the morning of. So.
All right. Did you inform him before you came for jury selection that you were in the pool of jury
Yes, sir.
people? All right. And then when you got the call Friday afternoon, what did you do the day that you were questioned to be here? The day that you were here that we did void ire where you were sitting in the box?
I was working.
All right. Okay. And did you tell him that you were on jury duty and he instructed you to work?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you told him you were selected for the jury, and what did he tell you?
But show up to work after jury duty was done.
So, and you do, how many days have you been working since this case, since you were, we'll just say since Friday?
2, tomorrow would be my 3rd.
All right. And you're working 12 hours on, 36 off. What's your deal?
It's 24 on, 48 off.
All right. Do you have a copy of the Cherokee County Personnel Procedures Manual? Did they give you one of those when you started working for the county?
They may have. I'm not sure. I can ask about it, though. I don't believe so.
Well, I'm going to call Chief Robinson and make sure that your boss knows what it says, but you should not be working. You should not be told in to come to work. I have told people that have overnight shifts that they can't do that while they're on the jury. Would you want a juror to sit in on your case if you were charged with a crime and they were sitting after working for 24 hours?
No, that's
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Okay, so policy number 6.31, any regular full-time employee who's required to serve on the jury or as a result of Cherokee County duties required to appear before a court, blah, blah, blah. You are on excused leave with pay. Time away will not affect vacation or sick leave accruals, etc. So they should not be directing you to work. Now, when I got word of this earlier, I looked up the policy myself and contacted the HR department and copied the county manager and said, I have a juror who's told me that they're working, and that doesn't seem like that's supposed to be what happened. So I want to make sure that I was correct in that information. So If you're not working, then you're not going to be in the station with your employees, co-employees and workers who know about this case and therefore can't be talking to you about it. Now, I expect lawyers are going to ask you questions about that, but I'm going to start it. So what has anyone said to you about this case?
They talked about stories they heard. They didn't run the case directly, but they've heard it from.
Because this happened 6 years ago, so I doubt anyone that's in your there, other than maybe the chief, was actually working back
They're
then.
older guys. All of them. Station 6 is kind of like a retirement
Okay.
home, but they had stories from, I guess, Captain Love. They heard that, they showed up on scene and they were called out to a possible burning or person down.
And did you explain to them that you're a juror and they didn't need to talk to you about the case?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Y'all want to ask them any questions about any of that?
Judge, if I might.
Go ahead. Oh, I was supposed to tell Jody I was starting this, but then we started early. But anyway.
So
Who's
what
aware?
we want to do is ask questions. I'm trying not to go into great detail because obviously you're a juror of the case. And have you heard anything about the case that is something that you have not heard so far?
No, not at the time.
Did you feel like you were pressured one way or the other because of what you heard or where you work?
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Do you feel like that pressure has caused you to lean one way or another in the case?
I'd say so.
I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Do you feel like you could not set that up? If the judge is instructing you, how it works is if he instructs you about what you've heard, and that's what we call extrajudicial. It's outside of the evidence. Can you set that aside and just listen to the evidence in the case from this point on?
I've tried to. That's why it's been brought up so late. I just try to, ignore it, remove myself from the situation, but I've already been tainted.
If you're not going back to work and things like that for the rest of the trial, can you?
I can possibly, yeah.
Okay, could you just listen to the evidence and decide based on the evidence and law?
I can try as best as I can. Yes, sir.
And could you be? The term is equipoise. If you have perfect balance, you're not leaning to the defense, you're not leaning to the state. Your job is just to get you the truth. Can you be perfectly in equipoise based on the charge of the court and what you? Just under your oath, could you do that?
Yes.
All right. Anything?
Right? Yes, Chris. I am surprised that they didn't excuse him either. Like, oh my goodness. He spent 2 out of the 3 days of trial to this point, um, going back to work at the precinct. And he even admits that his precinct is a retirement precinct. So a lot of the people that are in his precinct have worked with people who worked on this case. And even he said while the prosecution was asking him questions that, yeah, he leans one way or another. And yeah, he kind of feels pressured to lean one way or another. Um, and honestly, I personally would not want to be in this juror's shoes. I would not want to be getting asked these types of questions. Um, yeah, like I'm surprised that this juror was allowed to continue. Um, yeah, it's absolutely insane to me. I'm honestly hoping that when the appeals comes up, um, and this is absolutely no reflection on this juror. It should totally and completely be on um the precinct. Yes, on the precinct. Um, and I really feel like this poor juror was just put in a really shit position. Um, because I mean, if there had been enough evidence to really like show that Melody was guilty or not, then I would absolutely say that yes, this very well could have jeopardized a fair trial. But this has jeopardized a trial that was already marred with a ton of controversy. And so I apologize, that kind of came up unexpectedly. Um, but yes, like he now became the juror that this whole trial could potentially be sent back to court and retried because of. And I don't know if I would want that kind of responsibility because my superiors couldn't be objective enough to realize that my ass is not supposed to be at work right now. Um, so yes. Thank you, Chris, for that because yes. And like I have seen them admonish jurors for so much less than being a cop and going to work. This is terrible.
I really don't want you to ask any more questions about that. I just want to ask you to ask them specific questions about what conversations they
Very
had.
specific. So in these conversations that you had with coworkers, have you relayed any of that extrajudicial information to other potential jurors or other jurors on the jury?
No, sir.
Okay. But you can still be fair and impartial.
Yes, sir.
Listening just to the facts of this case.
Yes, sir.
All right, you can be excused.
Judge, give me just 1 second if I can
Well,
counsel.
I'll let
Hold
y'all.
on a second, Judge.
All right.
Take outside the presence of the jury.
All right, you can be excused. We'll see you tomorrow. Well, Judge, we're not doing anything right now.
We'll come back in the morning.
We'll come back in 3 weeks. All right. We'll be recessed till tomorrow at 9 o'clock.
I was talking and I had myself muted. Um, I am going to switch over to day 4 real fast. So give me just a minute. Alright, I'm going to get us into the lovely meat and potatoes of day 4 before I start us out. Alright, alright. So I have us up with day 4. Um, and let's jump right in. Now, do you guys also want to see what the outcome of day 4 was? Actually, you know what? I don't even know why I'm asking. We'll do it here. Okay, so I typed in the chat on if you guys want to see the outcome of day 4 with the juror or if you want to skip that. All right, we will just watch day 4 from the start.